Welcome to the Knacklers workshop. I'm Paul. This is another video in the series Weekend Workshop Tips. We just go up to the workshop. I've just been putting the rubbish out. Today's video's really come about by the sad events at 𝗪𝗓𝗓's shed. For those of you who are not aware, 𝗪𝗓𝗓's another YouTuber creator, and he sadly had a fire in his shed, and he's pretty much lost most of his kit, and it's been pretty thought-provoking for many of us who have workshops, in as much as, you know, the risks that we take in our workshops. What I'll do though, with regard to 𝗪𝗓𝗓, if you have a look in the video description, I'll leave a link to his video where he talks about what went on, and a number of the YouTube guys have made some videos on this topic, and there's a GoFunding page which, you know, if you kind enough to want to help 𝗪𝗓𝗓 try and get some money to rebuild his workshop, then I'm sure that will be gratefully received. So I'll put a link to that in the video description as well. Yeah, it truly is, yeah, pretty desperate really for him. So, you know, and if you don't feel like making a donation that way, another simple way really is to just leave some of 𝗪𝗓𝗓's videos running and let the adverts clock up, and then that will hopefully generate a little bit of income for him. So, well, that's really what spawned this idea and what I wanted to talk to you about. So in the workshop, I was talking to one of my friends who's he works for a fire sprinkler company, and he's one of the directors of it. It's quite a large American firm. And basically he was saying about fire needs heat, air and fuel, and his view is it's far better to focus on trying to stop any fire happening. That's a better use of our time than trying to just have systems in to cope with it, should it catch on, should you have a fire. Now, that's not saying you should neglect that, but you know, the impact of even clearing up after a fire, even if everything's saved, is quite a lot, whereas I think there's probably a few things one can do just to try and make things a bit better. So this was one thing, and I must admit I had not done it. Unplug everything. Now, I watched John from John's workshop, and I've been pretty good on always switching everything off, but I think unplugging is definitely the way to go, because there's no way your machine's just going to catch on fire if it's got no power to it. So doing that makes sense. And to be honest, unless you're in a commercial machine shop, I think, you know, you don't use all your machines every day all the time, so it's not that much of a challenge to do. And when you consider it, I mean, if you just look at what I've got, so I've got the 𝗏𝗡𝗏 here, so it's a long bed one, which makes it a bit different. It's got the gearbox on it, and it's a tri-lever. But to buy something like that, you're looking £1,500 to £2,000. So there's a cost there. You've got the little shaper, not tremendous amount of money, £250 maybe. Another couple of hundred for the little saw. It's the bigger 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, the version 2, probably £750. What else have we got? We got the little, it's a bit of a monster, surface grinder in bits. So again, that's another, I don't know, you know, £400 or £500. You got the deco tool and cutter grounder. Well, they can go for quite a lot of money. So they're, you know, and then the thing you know, the machine I would hate to lose, you know, the BCA jig borer. Again, it's it's not only the cost of finding some, replacing these machines, just even finding them is quite a challenge. And we've got another one there which I've not shown you guys, so I'll show you in a future video. So really it's around preventing things. Now what I've done, so as I say, based on John's advice, I'm unplugging everything, and that's the thing. I'm also I spend a day, well, a good part of a day, trying to get rid of rubbish, and it's so easy to collect cardboard boxes, and I just did it. And I've now sort of put in place, I've made myself a sign. I know it's a bit crazy, I'm the only one here, but it's really just switch everything off and unplug it, you know. And then I've also gone a bit crazy. We've got another one up here. Hang on, let me just check out, you've got it. So again, just 5 minutes at the end of the day, maybe that will just make a difference. But one of the other things, so I don't have too much floating around, but what I've done is, many of you know, I've got a room which I use to keep most of my tools in and everything, but it's having a cupboard with all your inflammables in, so, you know, WD-40, coolant stuff, various oils, whale oil, paints, we got all here. So I do keep them in here. Now, I've always done this since I've been up here. I'm very conscious of the fact this is my mate's joinery shop, and what I don't want to do is set it on fire for him. Because I have the other problem, I'm upstairs, so if there's a fire here, even if my machines survive, they're going to fall through the floor, because it's a wooden floor, and break then, so I'm in trouble. So I think this is a really good idea, you know, for anyone to try and get their flammables just in one place. You can get cabinets that are secure for this. I found this quite a pain in the arse, putting things like WD-40 in and some oil I have by the lathe and stuff. But again, when you don't use the lathe every day, it's not, you just put it in there, and it's a bit of a pain in the arse, but the pain in the arse is just once a week or whatever you get to work on the lathe. And I just keep it sharp, and you know, that helps. And talking again to my friend who's the director of the sprinkler company, he's saying that's a big step, so that's definitely something one should think about. And really just trying to, I keep all sort of, I don't have rags in the workshop, I just use like paper towels and stuff, and so, but I'm now making sure I empty that most days, just to try and manage this situation. Now the other thing, and again John covered it about having one of these powder sort of extinguishers which you can fit to the ceiling or wall. John was kind enough to send me the link to them. They're fairly inexpensive, so should you have a fire, then with a bit of luck that will help a bit. The other thing that I'm trying to investigate, and again talking to my mate, he seemed to think it was a good idea. I'm just using like old shower curtains, and I have, so there's one on there, I have a number over here on, I've just taken them off all the machines. So I just leave them over the machines. It just keeps the dust off from the guys downstairs, and just tries to, it just helps with any sort of flash rusting. But what I had a thought about was, maybe I should try, you know, like you can have the fire blankets and replace what these old shower curtains really, with fire blankets. Now they don't seem sort of too expensive, so I think it could be a valid option. So what I'm going to do really is, as I try these things out, I will make a few, just some additional sort of add-on videos just to show you or talk to you about how I've things I've made, steps forward, you know, on trying to prevent this. I mean, we've all got to still work, but for very little effort. I think it's, and just like changing your working practice. So, you know, as we say, you finish your day, you put your whatever is flammable in your cupboard, then, and unplug your machines, then really the chances of it catching on fire are fairly slim, you know. So yeah, well, that's really that's about it. So I'm not sure it's an actual tip, and obviously everyone should make their own decisions about health and safety. You definitely need a fire extinguisher in your workshop, and you can pick them up. Alan from Retro Steam Tech, I can remember him telling me about, or remind me that I need to have one in the workshop, which is very true, you know. So yeah, this is this is it. I'm not sure, as I say, I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just trying to suggest a good idea. And so here's a thumbs up for Cliff, because we're all wishing him the best, just to finish off. And as I say, if you can help out by either watching some videos or making a donation to Cliff's GoFund fund, then that would be fabulous. So as always, stay happy, strong and healthy, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheerio.